Hello, I am Nicola McCameron, author of the Liachine series. I'm just waiting on Anna Pederson to join me on a Zoom call from Niger. She is developing the original art for my book cover for Liachine Princess Oracle, Book 1. Oh, there she is now. I'll let her in.
Hello.
Hello.
There you are. And you're wearing your African.
Yes, I am. At least the top half.
I'm wearing my African too.
Nice. Oh, that's pretty.
First question is your art. Where did your art come from? How did you discover it?
Exciting question. Well, yeah, I think for a lot of artists, you just start out knowing that you love drawing and painting and working on art. And so it kind of just comes up naturally. But then at a certain point, you have to decide, like, am I going to keep doing stuff that has to do with art? Am I going to actually become an artist in my career? And I didn't really want to. When I was a teenager, I was like, oh, I don't know, artists are crazy. I don't want to be a crazy artist. But as I got older, I got crazier. And I decided, yeah, no, this is like absolutely the way that God's blessed me. And the more I did it, I enjoyed it more. So since I was like 16 or 15, I've just been working on my art, like drawing and painting like 8 hours a day. So trying to make it more of a full-time thing. And I wouldn't say that I'm at a place where it's my full career at this point, because I'm going to be a teacher, and I think eventually it will be. But yeah, at this point, I wouldn't say it is. But it is definitely my passion. It's what I love to do. And I've just joined a lot of different things, like opportunities, and just have said yes to a lot of commissions and just things that people wanted me to get into and that I wanted to get into. And so getting set up with art groups, and I haven't joined a gallery before, but just have my own website, and and then just building my skill. So at this point, I'm still definitely learning a lot about art and how to create really dynamic works of art. So I'm still learning, but I'm at a point where I'm comfortable with selling it and selling my own creations, and then also doing creations that other people have in their minds and they want to commit to for, like you, for example.
Yes. I have this idea in my head, and you're helping me realize it. That's fantastic.
Yeah. No, it is awesome.
Where are you now? We talked about Africa. Where are you?
I am in Africa, and I am in Niger, so it's north of Nigeria. So western, central, north, that sort of section.
How did you come to be teaching in Niger?
I met a lady who worked at the school that I'm working at soon, and she said that they're just looking for an art teacher. And for a long time, I was thinking, I need to start thinking about what I'm actually going to do for the next little bit, because I was just working in a before and after school care. And it was kind of like, minimum wage kind of job. And it was great. It was fun, but it wasn't very this is what I'm going to do for a long time. And so I was thinking of starting to teach in Calgary, where I'm from. And I just felt like I wasn't supposed to settle down yet. Like there was something I needed to do, or a place I needed to go first. And so when I heard about this opportunity, I'm like, oh, that sounds perfect. Yeah, kind of exactly what I've been looking for. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yes.
Fantastically adventurous.
Yeah. For sure.
I've seen that you have fantastically adventurous parents too.
Yeah. So they started a YouTube channel, and they've been traveling around, and they live in so definitely not the norm, but they're really enjoying it. I started traveling when I was a teenager. I just was like, this is amazing. You guys need to try this. And they're like, oh yeah, we do.
Well, have you been to Africa before?
Yeah, well, I've been to Egypt, which part of it is in Africa, so I've technically to Africa. Yeah, and like it's a lot closer to the culture here than Canada is, but yeah, I would still say it's quite different.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell us about the culture that you're living in now.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool just like being in a different culture and experiencing it. And I wouldn't say I'm an expert yet, or if I ever will be, because I've only been here a little bit, but it's fun. Like people are definitely more community oriented, and like if someone say needs a medical bill to be paid, the whole neighborhood will pitch in, or like his whole block or whatever, and they'll pay for it all together. So like that's kind of a picture of what the culture is. It's much more involved, I guess, in each other's lives. And Canada's very individualistic. Like I've got my land, I've got my, stuff, and I'm gonna do something different from everyone else. And
there's a whole lot of snow between you and me.
Exactly. Yeah, so that definitely plays a big factor into it. And it's also an honor shame culture. So I don't know if you've heard that kind of term, where it's like, yeah, where like your honor is more important than a lot of things in your life. So, and if you're shamed, then that's just the worst thing that can happen. Yeah, so that's also very different from Canada, where it's also more individualistic. So
if you do something to hurt the community, then you are put out of the community.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and you don't want that, because then your whole support system is gone, right? Yeah. And like when you go into someone's house, you have to greet everybody to make sure that you're like honoring everybody, and things that I have to make sure that I'm not like stepping on people's toes all the time.
Yes. Yeah. You have to be more, when you enter somebody else's culture, you become hyper aware.
At least you should. Yeah, for sure.
And are you engaging with the food? Do you go grocery shopping? Yeah. So they have a lot of stuff here. Like I'm not lacking anything for sure. Lots of really good fruits and vegetables. Some meat as well, good meat. And you can go to grocery stores even and buy like sauces or whatever. So yeah, no, it's really good. And have you been to Africa as well? Because you've got African. I was born in Africa, and then I lived in England from my toddlerhood. I was in England, and then we came back to South Africa for a few years. We settled in Canada, but I was never Canadian. I still speak funny. I still don't speak like a Canadian, but I don't speak like a South African either. People can't pin me down, and that's a good thing. I'm very proud of being totally a global citizen.
Yeah, that's cool. So that's neat. It's like I'll be working with kids that would have been in your situation, or that are right now, where their passport countries are different than the country they're living in right now. So I'm really happy that I can be part of that. I haven't really been part of that before. And give the arts what I know to the school and to the students, because you don't always get that. And it's kind of I don't think it should be a luxury, but I think it is right now a little bit in different ways.
Art is so innate to humans.
Yeah.
Give them a stick and some dirt and they'll scratch pictures in it. So
exactly. Yeah, it's just in us.
Yeah.
We need to create.
Yeah. Yesterday I came up with this thing: art is the expression of the imperfect. And maybe I should just turn that a little. It's the perfect expression of the imperfect. What do you think of that?
I like that. Yeah. Even especially with the change in there, it's like it's a way to express the imperfect and what you kind of want to, like it's just such a different thing where you can come up with something that doesn't exist and you can put it
onto canvas or onto wood is what I do with acrylic paint. Like just with some brush strokes, you can just create a whole world that it doesn't even exist in real life.
That's beautiful. Yeah, we talk about your wood and your acrylic. Your painting behind us. Would you show us that again?
I love showing my art. Okay, so this is a fellowship at sea. And I've got different people in here that I just created out of my head. So this is one of the first paintings that I did completely from my imagination. I didn't use very much reference at all. And it turned out, I think it turned out all right. I would make some changes still, but that's learning each day. So yeah, so this is a plank of wood. And like, if I took it off, you could see that there's wood behind it. And it's just with acrylic paint, so you can't really see much of the wood shining through because I'll do it thickly on there. But I did choose to leave some of these parts, just the grains of the wood.
That's unpainted.
Yeah, well, I did like thin washes of paint over top to do the different variations and stuff. But yeah, like there are knots in there and stuff. Yeah, so that gives you an idea.
Well, that's the ship itself, right?
Yes, exactly.
Cool. I love it.
So I've got a lot of different paintings like that. I've been, that's mostly been my medium in the last maybe like 8 years or something like that.
Right. And why did you choose wood?
Yeah. So if you have canvas and you try to do like thin watered down washes on it, which that brings out the color if you do a lot of those thin washes, it'll just sink into the weave of the canvas because you've got grooves in there. So if you have wood, it's more of a smooth surface, especially if you do like some varnishing or some, we call it like gesso over top of it. Like paint even, if you just do thick paint over top, then you've got a smooth surface to work on. So there's none of that like pooling in the grooves. It just rests on top until it dries. And so I did that. I kind of used wood for that purpose so that I can do those tiny, tiny details and the different variations of washes. And I just think it just opens the world up a little bit more for me in the world of what I can create.
Do you have a piece of wood chosen for Leoshine's painting?
I don't yet.
Okay.
So my next task pretty much. I know that I've seen like pieces of wood here and it's kind of what I'm picturing, but I need to talk to someone who knows where the best place to buy some is. And I just go and buy some sheets. And then I know someone who has a saw who can cut them to the right sizes. I think I'll buy all 6, like I'll cut all 6 just so that I have them. Working on them. Yeah.
Cool.
That is a technical question that I have for you, actually.
What is that?
What kind of background do you want? Because we've got the pendant. I don't know if you want to put it on the thing, but we've got the pendant. And then do you want it to just be white all around, like in the background behind the pendant?
The painting that you have of the boat. There, this one.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Good thing we're thinking the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be kind of cool to have it like almost a layered thing where you've got the fogginess in the background and kind of mysterious. And then you've got like the solid pendant. But inside the pendant, it's also more of like foggy, like the worlds that you're thinking of. So it's kind of a 3-layer kind of thing. Well, yeah, like even just thinking of humans and like how we're so multi-layered and like we have our personalities, but then we have what our mind wants to happen or what we're thinking. And there's like a spiritual side to us and then the physical side. Like there are so many different parts to one person, and it makes sense that it's the same in nature too. like there's made out of, but then there's like the reason behind what it's made out of, and then the future of what it's gonna. Yeah, exactly. Well, God is complicated and he's made a complicated world.
The idea of presenting many different things on one canvas, that's what really attracted me to your painting. Can we have a peek at some of the drawings that you have?
Sure. I don't have a lot yet, but okay, so I've got like these are my very first preliminary drawings of the world. So just like some different pendant shape ideas and different I originally thought that it would be more of like a sphere, like the worlds would be more of like a planet. And then looking more closely at the one that you drew, I was like, oh no, it's more like floating islands. So then I kind of changed how it was drawn. Yeah, exactly. And then I've got the ship.
I love the globe right in the front.
Okay. I made it bigger, so I don't know if it's the right size at this point, but yeah, I was going kind of with your ideas of, and I love that you give me lots of detail because I'm like, okay, well, that makes my job easy. I can do that. And yeah, I was looking at some spaceships as well to try to see what they have, kind of the different bits to them. So there's the color study that I did a few nights ago.
Yeah, I can see lots of cloudy fogginess in there.
Yes,
lots of colors that can go with that.
Yeah, and we've got lots of contrast in your idea too, with like space where it's like darker, but then we've got like the rocks and the world and the generated like atmosphere and stuff. So you can have lots of different kind of colors and stuff in there. It's gonna be fun. All right, so I've got this pendant that I've been working on. Right. So it's not a final drawing, but I just want to get a good reference for myself for when I start.
Yes. Yeah, so you've got the world inside, and then you've got the chain outside, and the filigree frame for the chain. In the book, Liashine fingers the chain a lot.
Okay. Yeah.
And the nubbles on the chain are important. And Avram will imprint the chain impression on his forehead when he's really upset. So what are the next steps now that you have concept drawings?
Yeah, well, I'll finish working on the chain and coming up with those ideas. And I need to get some wood. So I'll get those cut and ready. And then, doing the background will be one of the first things that I'll do. And then doing that larger drawing, which I'll probably I don't know, I might just draw it right onto the wood, or I'll draw the more detailed stuff in my book and then transfer it onto the wood.
How to get it from Niger to Calgary? Tell us about that process.
Yeah, well, I think that the most safe way for it is to send it with someone. So I know someone who's going to BC in the summer, so I might send it with her. And if it's someone else, that's all right, but it'll just be in their checked luggage, so they can just travel with it, and then we can make sure that it gets there and we know who, we can kind of track it. So I think that's going to be the best way to get it over. And a lot of people do that here. Like that's the main way of sending stuff back home, or getting stuff sent to use with somebody. So it's been done.
I thank you for talking to me.
Well, thanks for coming up with the idea and making it happen. Good luck with all of your work that you're doing. God bless you in all of it.
Bless you in your teaching tomorrow. Bless you in your painting. And I look forward to talking to you like this again, maybe when the process is a little further along.
For sure. Let's do it. I'm sending you more emails and more questions. Thanks for all of your answers.
Cool. Thank you very much.